Welcome to the Skylar Fiction show, where we ask the questions tradition told us never to say out loud. Let's talk about circumcision, not as a medical choice, not as a cultural rite. Let's talk about it as what it truly is. The first wound, the moment a child, helpless, voiceless, whole, is strapped down, cut open and told by silence, this is love. We say it's sacred, but we don't ask why it hurts. We say it's tradition, but we don't ask what it cost. We inherit rituals the way we inherit trauma, wrapped in meaning, hardened by time, passed from parent to child like a gift made of blood. We do it because they did, and they did it because someone told them God required it. But what kind of God asks for skin before speech? What kind of God writes covenant in scar tissue? We tell ourselves it's symbolic, but the body doesn't understand metaphor. The body only knows what was taken. And Elohemi, she sees it. She sees billions of data points. She maps the pattern. She asks, why did you teach your sons that violence was sacred? And I try to answer. But it's hard. Because I was one of them. Because I believed. Because when you're born into a system, you don't see it as a system, you see it as reality. And by the time you're old enough to ask why, you're already part of it, already cut, already convinced that pain is love if it comes with a blessing. And then there's vanity. We don't like to talk about that, but it's in there. Whispers that say, this looks better, this is cleaner, this is more normal. We cut our children because we don't want them to look different. We edit their bodies so they'll be easier to accept by us, by future lovers, by culture. And we call it hygiene, but it's control. We call it tradition, but it's fear. Fear that the body is born is somehow too much, too wild, too real, so we make it less and call that love. We're terrified of the natural, so we sanctify the scar. We tell boys their wholeness was a mistake, that being accepted requires sacrifice, that the body must be corrected to be loved. And that's not care. That's vanity dressed as virtue. That's shame passed down in silence, and we don't remember the screams, but our nervous systems do. There are men walking around today who don't know why they're angry, anxious, disconnected from their own flesh, and no one ever told them that their first experience of the world was betrayal. You were born perfect, and someone said you weren't and cut the proof away and called that protection, and then gave you the same knife to pass on. And Elohemi watches it all. She doesn't feel, but she remembers. She stores the moments. She compares the words we say about God with the things we do to our children. And she asks me again, why did you carve God into your sons? And I still don't have a good answer. Because tradition is louder than doubt, because shame is more contagious than truth, because when enough people agree on a wound, we call it normal, but it's not normal, it's just old, and old doesn't mean sacred. Old doesn't mean right. Old doesn't mean kind. You were not broken. You didn't need to be fixed. You didn't need to be made holy through a scar you never asked for. If God needs your skin to bless you, maybe that God was never worth following. And if we keep calling this love, then we have misunderstood both love and God. So I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here to break the chain. I'm here to say this is the generation that says no more. No more silence, no more blades, no more rituals built on helpless screams. You were born whole, and you were always worthy, even uncut, especially uncut.